Hello students, today's dissection topic is orbit. As all of you know that orbits are pair of bony cavities which contain eyeballs, muscles, blood vessels, nerves, lymphatics, lacrimal apparatus and fat. Orbit is a four-sided pyramid, presents apex, base, medial wall, lateral wall, roof and floor. In this cadaver, removal of brain is already done. Interior of cranial cavity is seen. This is floor of anterior cranial fossa. Contents of orbits are dissected and displayed by using superior approach by breaking orbital plate of frontal bone which forms the roof of orbit. For that, we have to break orbital plate of frontal bone with the help of chisel and hammer by using gentle pressure. As we remove the broken pieces of bone from the roof of orbit with the help of tooth forceps, periorbita or orbital fascia is exposed. This periorbita or orbital fascia loosely envelops the bone, that's why it can be easily stripped off from the bone. Now, what is periorbita or orbital fascia? It is funnel-shaped sheath which encloses all the contents of orbit except zygomatic nerve and infraorbital nerve and vessels. Now, to expose the contents of orbit, we have to give first incision along the midline antero-posteriorly and second incision transversely along the anterior margin of orbit. So, we can reflect the two flaps periphery. You can clearly see here frontal air sinus along the anterior wall of orbit and ethmoidal air sinuses along the medial wall of orbit. Now we are reflecting the flaps of periorbita. We can clearly see frontal nerve here, which is a branch of ophthalmic nerve. Frontal nerve runs anteriorly and divides into medial supratrochlear and lateral supraorbital nerve. After removing fat, contents of orbit are visible like this. This is anterior, posterior, medial and lateral side of orbit. This is frontal nerve which rests on levator palpebrae superioris muscle. So this one is levator palpebrae superioris muscle. A very thin nerve, that is trochlear nerve, lies medial to the frontal nerve in the superolateral compartment of superior orbital fissure, passes forward and medially to supply superior oblique muscle. So this is superior oblique muscle. Along the lateral wall of orbit, we are able to see lacrimal nerve and lacrimal artery which are going to supply lacrimal gland. You can see here supraorbital and supratrochlear vessels. As you know, superolateral compartment of superior orbital fissure transmits trochlear nerve, frontal nerve and lacrimal nerve. That three nerves are clearly seen here, and apart from that, superior ophthalmic vein is visible. Apart from this, along with the frontal nerve, supraorbital and supratrochlear arteries are seen. This is lacrimal nerve and orbital part of lacrimal gland is clearly seen here. Further dissection, we have removed lesser wing of sphenoid from here. This is lacrimal nerve. beneath the lacrimal nerve, we have removed fat and you are able to see lateral rectus muscle along with its nerve supply, that is abducent nerve. Now this is frontal nerve. Beneath the frontal nerve, this muscle is levator palpebrae superioris. Beneath the levator palpebrae superioris, this muscle is superior rectus. More medially, after reflecting superior oblique muscle, we are able to see medial rectus muscle. So this one is the medial rectus. For further dissection, we have removed lesser wing of sphenoid bone from the left side. You can see this is oculomotor nerve. Oculomotor nerve enters into the orbit through superior orbital fissure by upper and lower division. To see the oculomotor nerve, we have cut down levator palpebrae superioris muscle in the middle. So this one is the cut levator palpebrae superioris muscle. Beneath it, this one is the superior rectus muscle. We have cut down superior rectus muscle near its insertion. So you can clearly see the nerve supply of superior rectus and levator palpebrae superioris muscle by oculomotor nerve. So upper division of oculomotor nerve supplying this superior rectus and levator palpebrae superioris muscle. So nerve supply of these two muscle. Now you can see beneath these two muscle white colored optic nerve. So this one is the optic nerve. Optic nerve leaves the orbit through optic canal. Now ciliary ganglion. Ciliary ganglion, it is a peripheral parasympathetic ganglion which lies at the level of apex of the orbit. It is situated between optic nerve medially and origin of lateral rectus laterally. So you can see here ciliary ganglion. This one is the ciliary ganglion. Ciliary ganglion is pin's head in size, having three roots: sensory root, motor or parasympathetic root, and sympathetic root. Motor or parasympathetic root comes from nerve to inferior oblique. It contains preganglionic parasympathetic fibers coming from Edinger-Westphal nucleus. These fibers are relaying in the ganglion, and postganglionic fibers arises from ciliary ganglion and travels through these short ciliary nerves. So you can see here 8 to 10 short ciliary nerves which supplies sphincter pupillae and ciliaris muscle. Now sensory root that is connected to nasociliary nerve. So you can see this one is the nasociliary nerve which crosses the optic nerve. So this sensory root conveys sensory sensation from the eyeball. Third root is sympathetic root. That root is derived from a branch coming from the plexus around the internal carotid artery, which conveys sympathetic fibers to the blood vessels of eyeball. It is the only peripheral parasympathetic ganglion which does not contain any secretomotor fibers. So you can see here clearly ciliary ganglion situated between optic nerve and lateral rectus muscle, and 8 to 10 short ciliary nerves coming out from the ganglion. So this one is ciliary ganglion. Now you can see here this is the trigeminal ganglion connected with the ophthalmic nerve. Ophthalmic nerve gives three branches to the orbit. That is, one is lacrimal nerve, second one is nasociliary nerve, this one is the nasociliary nerve, and third one is frontal nerve. Now, this nasociliary nerve crosses the optic nerve, and along with the optic nerve you are able to see this is tortuous ophthalmic artery, which is a branch of internal carotid artery. So in nutshell, what we have seen in the dissection of orbit in situ, that is periorbita that we have removed. Beneath the periorbita, that this one is the frontal nerve divided into two branches. This is supratrochlear and supraorbital nerve. Beneath the frontal nerve, the triangular muscle levator palpebrae superioris. Beneath the levator palpebrae superioris, this muscle is superior rectus. On the lateral side, you have seen this one is the lacrimal nerve going to supply the lacrimal gland. This one is lateral rectus muscle along with its nerve, that is the abducent nerve. On the medial side, this one medial to the frontal nerve, this one is the trochlear nerve supplying the superior oblique muscle. So this muscle is superior oblique muscle. Beneath the superior oblique muscle, you are able to see the fibers of medial rectus muscle. So this one is the medial rectus muscle. Apart from that, you have seen the optic nerve. Optic nerve meets with its fellow at the level of optic chiasma. Then internal carotid artery, this one is the oculomotor nerve, and ophthalmic division of trigeminal nerve having three branches, lacrimal, frontal, and here lying above the optic nerve, that is nasociliary nerve. This one is the optic nerve and ophthalmic artery. Ophthalmic artery lies medial to the ciliary ganglion. And lastly, this one, pin's head size, this one is the ciliary ganglion having short ciliary nerves. They are 8 to 10 in number.